Where's my friggin' intro video? Gosh darn it. Anyway.
You want me to send you? I could send you the moose thing.
No. It's here. I could play it, but we're live now, so why bother? That'd be stupid. Anyway, thanks, folks, for coming out to this unfortunately slapdash evening. I've got some behind-the-screens experimentation happening here tonight as well. I've actually got, this was a problem. I had StreamYard in two different windows, so I could monitor the chat and have easy access to do stuff like this. And that becomes important, so we will, I got it working, so it's all cool. Anyway, so I hope everybody's doing okay tonight. We're going to parse the usual stuff and talk about air and naval war games. So, Dan, What is your Grail war game? The one that you've always wanted to have and would 100% play if you had it, but it's too old, too expensive, or whatever it is.
Well, no, I actually have my Grail war game.
What is it?
It's Butterfield's RAF, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm in love with that game.
When we say Grail game, though, we kind of imply, at least, that we're talking about a game that you don't have. So, is there, a game that's close? I think RAF is actually a very respectable choice, to be completely honest about it. It's just not rare.
No, it's not rare. I've got all the ambushes except a Silver Star. I wouldn't mind getting Silver Star. I think now it's like $200. So I'm not going to get Silver Star.
Okay. Well, you never know what happy circumstance might occur.
Yeah, you're right. And what about yours?
So, I've gotten some over the years. I've got everything. I really do.
You see what I'm saying?
But my first game that I was talking about as this is my Grail game was actually the Battle for Normandy. This was it had already gone out of print at that point, and a channel which is still active and still occasionally does stuff called Counterattack did a very nice playthrough series of the Omaha Beach scenario that I thought was, this game looks awesome. I'm comfortable with. I need to have this. And I did end up picking it up, and I ended up dumping that copy because there was a new one coming out. And then now I'm waiting for the errata counters on the new one.
There's Molotov Teal there, Molotov Teal.
Ambush and all the expansions. I have no particular desire to run down Ambush, to be honest. It's just not really my cup of tea. I feel like it's World War. I know it's different and it's unique and it's a masterpiece, but it's
Hollywood. It's Hollywood.
Well, maybe. So what? As long as you know that going in, you're not expecting this ultra realistic. But you're getting a lot of Hollywood and ASL too, to be completely frank about it.
Seriously?
So it's not as Hollywoody. It's more Saving Private Ryan Hollywood than it is the Dirty Dozen Hollywood.
Right. Okay, yeah. The ambush is the Dirty Dozen.
Yeah. So, Joe Green. King Arthur from the Great Medieval Battle Squad. Dan, I think I've asked you that before, and that's actually what was my lead-in for air and naval games. So I know you've played RAF. Have you played any other air or naval games?
Yes, I've played, holy Jesus, Luftwaffe. What else did I play?
That's a classic.
I forget right now.
But okay, yes. Fair enough. Because I haven't played that many, to be honest. Everybody, pipe up in chat. What is your Grail game? Please provide me with additional details at your convenience. That's cool. Dave Poirier picked up his Grail games, the Finnish trilogy, which really are kind of a true trilogy. They are sort of three separate games. You don't put them together or anything like that. You could play them sequentially, however.
Oh, B-17, Queen of the Skies, for sure I played that.
Oh, that's another fabled classic that I have never owned and probably won't pick up at this point in my life. I will observe, however, that I was pawing through old Avalon Hill games on Noble Knight not too long ago, maybe last week. And you might be surprised at how inexpensive some, not all, some of those Avalon Hill games can be.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I've played the Ace of Aces.
Fair.
The Phantom
I have this
Leader,
now. Thank you. What was the last one, Dan?
Phantom Leader, Hornet Leader, DVG games.
Okay, I haven't played any of those. Grail naval game is Trafalgar. This is, as I recall, extraordinarily rare and quite old. It's on Black Cross.
Air Force. I never played Air Force.
That. Perry Spiropoulos, feel free to reach out to me. I have them and not enough shelf space. We can talk. Perfidious Albion, I need to check on this name's bullshit thing, by the way. Perfidious Albion, Grail is probably to replace all the ASL modules with the new ones. I did that, and this is going to sound weird and strange. Mr. Mark Herman is here. Mark, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, Mark.
In a way, their Multiman's inability to have all the ASL basic products in stock kind of helped me out, spread the cost over a few years and lately it's been, I don't buy everything for ASL, but if they have like a core module, I will buy that. So,
didn't they just come out with a new one like right now?
I don't think that's a core module. They just came out with ASL Journal number 16 and 2 action packs, the regular annual action pack, and the annual Oktoberfest action pack. And between all three of those, I think there's like 5 or 6 boards too. So, Grail Air game is the baseball that Amelia Earhart carried with her around the world. I suppose that's true. RAF Deluxe, very good. Very good. So you're not alone, Dan.
Deluxe, yes.
It really is good.
It's a
Orion from Monash Games. I'm not sure I'm familiar with this at all. I may have to investigate it just for research purposes. I'm not running one down. U-boat stuff. Steel Wolves. Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, they're going to do a new edition of Steel Wolves. I've got the old one. It's kind of on the... I also made some decisions, by the way, on the junk table that is not all junk. And I started reshelving some of those products and earmarking some of those to go in a bin to go away at some point so that they do not have to clutter up my war room anymore.
Steel Wolves. What's the other one that Compass does there? The big one there.
Silent War.
Oh, okay.
This is probably the one you're thinking of. Steel Wolves is huge and will take a long time to play. Silent War is more a little more approachable. Let's put it that way.
Isn't Silent Wars a little bit more managing stuff?
Yeah, I think that's an accurate explanation. Where as Steel Wolves, you've actually got a counter for every friggin' U-boat that actually left port in the war, and you've got to manage these fleets of actual U-boats and convoys and wolf packs and all that stuff. It looks pretty cool, I got to tell you, but I have not even attempted to play it.
Hey, Stigler's in the house, man.
Stigler is in the house. I've got Silent War as well.
Yeah, you bought it for me at the Compass Expo, I think.
Did I? Okay, cool. Yells, whoever this is. War at Sea, Victory in the Pacific, 6th and 2nd Fleet, and Luftwaffe. Why 6th and 2nd in particular? Is it where those are set? I'm curious. That makes them of particular interest, or are those just the ones you're missing? Michael Lynch admits he doesn't have very many air naval games, but he would love to try something that best simulates the Pacific theater. Not sure if Pacific Chase will scratch that itch. I'm going to gush over Mark Herman's legendary wargame Empire of the Sun, which does have a substantial naval and air element. I don't know that I'd classify it as an air naval game. I would probably say no, because it does cover the entire Pacific War.
Yeah,
at least that part of it that starts when the U.S. gets attacked. And it's really good. Pacific Chase might. I am very interested in looking at Pacific Chase. I was quite. It ended up being not my kind of game. But I really liked what Jerry did with Atlantic Chase. I thought it was clever. Amazing. I thought it was unique. It was fresh. It was amazingly well presented by Wargame standards. So So I'm very curious to see what they do with Pacific Chase, which is going to be somewhat different because the Pacific War is different, right? Submarine from Avalon Hill. That's one of my ones that I'm not sure I'll ever pick up, but we'll see. You never know because I do go to conventions and buy cheap stuff from time to time, and you never know what's going to show up as a cheap thing. I've told this story before, but just in case anybody hasn't heard it, it's not long. I was hunting around on eBay for a variety of things, and I found an auction, an actual auction, not a buy now price type of thing on eBay for the SPI War Between the States in the soapbox. Guess what it cost me, Dan? And I know I've told you this story before.
Like I remember.
With the conversion, last I figured it out, the conversion rate's probably different now. It was $18.88. Canadian.
$18.
Canadian. It was like $30 shipping, but it turned out that the individual that I bought it from walked it across the border in Blaine, Washington, and mailed it from the U.S. directly and saved themselves a few bucks and pocketed the difference, which I don't really have a problem. I can't really complain, can I? Because I got War Between the States, which was partially punched, but has been checked and is 100% complete, and it's in pretty nice condition. And I've played it, and I think it's a game that's got some fairly significant issues, but at the same time, it's also kind of neat. So, all right, H1644 News says that Jerry will have Pacific Chase at SD HistCon, which is coming right up. So that's cool. Great War at Sea, the Sino-Japanese War of 1894. The Chinese had a respectable navy for where they were at the time, as I recall. I know very little about this conflict, however.
Yeah, too bad Midway happened.
Uh-oh. Errata! Stigler is responsible for this errata. I am sure that there have been no other major issues, and I don't know if this is a major issue or not. I don't think so. Fed and Empire. You can actually buy the Fed and Empire rulebook electronically from Wargame Vault. I did. So, because I really wanted an electronic copy of it so that I could extract text from it and use that to organize the 10 billion pieces that I have.
Fire in the Sky. I was always intrigued.
I think a lot of people were because the there's been at least 2 and maybe 3, maybe more than that, editions of that. And I got to tell you, the newer one just doesn't do it for me. Just the way the box art and presentation. The multi-man one was awesome.
Awesome.
That looked very striking cover. So, Art of Siege. Yeah, that's a neat looking game. Oh, yeah. To be fair, you could take the existing maps that you have to a print shop and have them blow them up. So, yeah, Fed and Empire is not that expensive considering that it's got a 250-page rulebook and quite a lot of cardboard and paper in there. So, Stigler protests. Mark, did you work on Art of Siege at all? I'm not sure I remember.
That's an Avalon Hill, eh?
SPI. It was one of the soapboxes. I'm not sure I've ever seen it in a flat. But it's 4 really different games. I think a couple of them kind of use the same system, but at least one other one doesn't use the same system at all. Mark did Tire, excellent. That's probably the gem in the collection. So this is good, Stigler, because I really want to see that project that we talked about when we last were live on the air together. So check that out, folks. It's the designer unboxing of Death Valley. Art of Siege Tire is a naval game per Jeff Beeler. Jeff, I totally I don't want to derail. I apologize to Jeff for miscorrecting him on Friday night, but we'll talk about that at another time.
I apologize to Jeff for shafting him.
Well, he's Canadian. You shouldn't shaft your fellow Canadians, right?
I'm gonna, Jeff. I'm gonna be. I'll get in touch with you, Jeff. I'm all messed up.
Right. Yes, folks. We now have sound effects. Not that many sound effects, but there are some.
Louder sound effects. I thought that was a silent fart or something.
Right. I could probably find a fart sound effect, but normally I'm not necessarily needing to produce those artificially at this point, if you know what I'm saying. So, Joe Perez says that Sevastopol and Lille were similar. I'm positive this has happened. I'm positive this has happened, but I don't. The only other game that I was like calling a Grail game for myself was War in Europe, and I've had that. Thank you, Mr. Fucko, for providing me with that copy, and you still owe me one German air counter, but. Otherwise, it is complete. I went through it all. It's 3,600 counters. It's enormous. I have everything except for one German air counter, which is totally not important at all. Because they're all the same. The air counters are just points. So very good. Very good. Glad to hear it. And he did tell Dan to take his time. So yeah, I can hassle you about that though, Dan. If you should, I will start mentioning it at the beginning of every show. How about that? Until it goes out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I plan to do it this week. For God's sake,
and stuff comes up. I totally get this, and stuff comes up that you can't get to it. So yeah, War in Europe's air system is pretty abstract. It's pretty much just putting this many points into air, whatever it's called. I forget. It's been a long time. Whatever the air supremacy box is, or whatever the ground interdiction box is. So you're just kind of spreading this pool of points around to wherever you want it to go.
Hey, Ardy, I want to show off my model. I want to show the people my model.
So Dan has been modeling again. And I have unfortunately missed this wonderful opportunity to put in some kind of Photoshopped thing instead of the actual pictures he sent me.
It's blurry.
It's not that bad. It's mostly because you sent me tiny ass pictures, though.
Can I change the resolution on my iPhone?
I'm positive that you can. I can't tell you how to do it. I don't have I believe my witchcraft mojo for running an iPhone is insufficient. I spent most of the pre-show with me and Dan. We were here yapping for about 20 minutes, me complaining about Microsoft Windows and Windows 11 in particular. I think this is a very nice work, Dan.
Thank you.
Is that hairy thing in the back seat supposed to be like camouflage netting or blankets?
Yeah, I'm going to fix that. That. Take it easy.
That's a lot of whatever it is. So it's the 72 pixel iPhone. He has the iPhone -8. Are you using an airbrush, Dan? That's a good question. I hadn't thought to ask that.
No. Yes and no.
Oh, what do you mean, yes and no?
It depends. It depends what surface I'm going to be.
Right. But yes, you are using an airbrush brush for some of this.
Airbush. Yeah. Okay. I dated once an airbush.
7. Oh my god. And now I can't do this. All right, I'm pulling this down because I can't. That was a sound effect moment, and I missed it because the sound effects panel wasn't up. I could plug this all into the Stream Deck at some point.
Joe Bud. I got to make some Joe Buds.
Yeah.
Why I haven't made Joe Buds?
Joe Bud hanging from the church steeple at St. Mary Glees.
My software, the app, it sucks.
What app are you using?
Filmora.
Is that the thing that came with your Mac?
No, that's iMovie. That's what I'm using now. But the thing is, iMovie is so restricted to anything you can do. I can't do squat with iMovie.
Oh, okay. I consider myself a bad enough editor that I don't feel like I lost an enormous amount of capability switching from Movie Maker Vegas Movie Studio 13 Platinum, which is what I have been using for years, which I paid for, and switching to Microsoft Clipchamp, which is a suitable for children. But for the editing I do, it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, but you do a lot of live stuff, man.
Lately I have been doing a lot of live stuff. I want to change that, though. So... I will be switching probably ultimately to DaVinci Resolve, which does all kinds of stuff that I have no idea how to do or use.
And isn't it supposed to be free too?
There is a free plan. You can pay for it too, but I for like YouTubers, I think most of them are just on the free plan.
Yeah, Meandering Mike. Yeah, I think they did break Filmora. I thought it was the incompatibility with my new OS operating system and Filmora, man. But I
Yeah.
swear to God, it's bad.
Hmm. William Bird says they look great. I agree. I think they look really good.
Thank you.
So the software I got was at one point called Movie Studio Platinum, and it's like I'm like number 21 or something like that now. So mine's old too. But it wasn't that good. I was perfectly happy using the whatever the tool that came with Windows at one point that you could use to just do quick edits and stick the beginning and the end on and cut out any bullshit. That's all I needed to do for the most part, and it was fine at that. And then Windows stopped putting that in. So fuck you, Windows. I'm leaving.
Windows.
So
whatever.
I'm tired of dealing with these constant problems that happen with every single update. I'm constantly bombarded by reminders to use Copilot for everything. And I've used Copilot at work, believe it or not, where it was actually legitimately useful. I do not need it on my personal machine. So, and I would rather not deal with it, in addition to all the other intrusiveness that is happening. And by the way, if you're not a YouTube Premium subscriber and you're watching the ads in this video, don't feel like you need to not use an ad blocker on my behalf, because I have moved to Brave. At least I'm in the process of doing that, and I don't have to watch ads anywhere again. It's great. So, yeah, that's what I'm looking at, Dan. Not you, Dan Webb here.
Yeah.
I think the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to keep this right where it is for however long this takes. I'm running the old computer is running Linux Mint 22 something right now. And I have, yes, it feels like my mother-in-law is calling. And I don't wish to have that anyone endure that experience. So I'm going to prep everything on the other computer. Then I'm going to actually switch boxes so I don't have to disassemble any of this very careful cable management that I did a couple of weeks ago. And then I will prep this on the back desk while I am, and I can do everything I need to do on the other machine. I don't know how well it'll play video games, but who cares? So I actually don't share this statement, Stigler, but I sure don't like it intruding where it doesn't belong. And you may interpret that statement quite broadly. So, and that's to say nothing of the resource consumption. I think there's legitimate concerns, but at the same time, we've just increased the budget for that is like the dollars that are going into AI, literally at like an order of magnitude. So,
hey, Ardy, talking about AI,
mm-hmm.
Did you hear about that thing that happened in Japan where AI robots massacred the whole research team, like 27 dead Japanese people, and the robots were repairing themselves as they were getting destroyed by the people, obviously, via satellite or something like that. Is this a joke or what?
Did you read about this in the National Enquirer by any chance?
There's a woman.
Do they have the Canadian Enquirer? I mean, or was this from like a Godzilla film or something like that?
Yeah, I'm gullible.
I mean, it sounds like it's. I think that was Westworld. Yeah, this is plausible. This is highly plausible. Westworld was really good for 2 seasons. Then it was pretty obvious that they had set up all these interesting mysteries and didn't have any plan for how they were going to be resolved.
Okay, so look, you know what I'm going to believe, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, think AI, like self-driving cars, I think have actually caused casualties already, but it wasn't like Death Race 2000 level casualties either, as I recall. So anyway, it's the plot from Robopocalypse, which I have not seen and sounds like it will go in the same bin as Sharknado 1, 2, 3, 4, and whatever Sharknado, the final terror or whatever it was called.
Yeah, I was just asking a question, and look at all the grief I'm getting. Holy cow, man! Lay off the mushrooms, huh?
Yeah, I think my thing is that I don't like anime series. If it is an anime movie, I might watch it and I might really like it. And there have been several examples of that. And every anime series I have tried to watch that wasn't Star Blazers from the 80s has literally put me to sleep.
Well, Ardy, if you want to watch the saddest movie you've ever seen in your life by a million miles, watch I forgot. Oh, something about the Fireflies.
Grave of the Fireflies?
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I have not seen it.
I've seen it. It's brutal. Brutal! And it's anime. Brutal.
Jeff's Grail objective is to play Great War at Sea Cruiser Warfare again. It is on my to-do list to give Great War at Sea a whirl. I have the Coral Sea game, which is like the kind of the starter game that they give out now. Or I don't know that they're giving it away, but it's not terribly expensive. Yeah, I have not watched Cowboy Bebop. Didn't they make that a Netflix series that immediately went under?
Yeah.
So, all right. Mark was once stuck in a storm with his young son and his friend and saw every episode of Naruto or something like that. It wasn't terrible. I'm not saying it's terrible. I'm saying it's not for me. I have no doubt that many amazing stories are told in that medium.
Yeah, but it's like soap operas. They keep going on and on and on and on. For God's sakes.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these are like self-contained. I bought the fancy box set of DVDs or whatever it was at the time of Record of the Lodos War, which is basically like D&D anime. And in fact, I think it was based on a role-playing game that was around in Japan. And it's like, this had all the hallmarks. I'm going to like this. And I never got more than like an episode and a half into it because I was like,
yeah, anime gets a bad rap. It gets a bad rap because there's creators like Miyazaki, who Miyazaki is
oh yeah,
a master storyteller.
Now, conversely, I have seen a number of anime films that I thought were tremendous. I believe Miyazaki did Princess Mononoke, which I've seen. I've seen one of the other ones that he did too. I saw Akira's great.
Nausicaa?
No, I haven't seen that.
Nausicaa was good, man. There's the captain Picard there. What's his face?
Patrick Stewart?
Yeah, he's the main character.
Oh, okay. I saw Akira, which is great. Ghost in the Shell actually came up on Friday. That's really good. There's a series too. I haven't seen that, but I even thought the Scarlett Johansson movie, well, not what it could have been. It looked amazing. It looked amazing. Mark's granddaughters are all over K-pop demon hunters. There's like somebody at work is into K-pop too, because I'm like, why do you have all these pictures of young Korean lads in your cubicle?
Yeah.
And that turns out to be what that's all about. So
Spirited Away is a masterpiece.
Yeah. Now I can watch sci-fi like shows, no problem. Like live action shows. That's just not a problem. Altered Carbon, the first season anyway, I thought was really good. The second season was watchable, but not as good.
Yeah, Neon Genesis was good too, I remember.
I saw some of Neon Genesis Evangelion, or however you say that. And I did think that was pretty good, actually. I just never saw the whole thing. There's a live action treatment of this now, too. Spirited Away, that's the other one that I have seen.
Yeah.
And Webb's whole family watches anime. He plays Wargames. I get it. My wife's family is all super into anime. My wife's not, but the rest of her family all are.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I have the first one by Richard K. Morgan, and I need to read it.
There you go. Stigler's bitching. He's bitching.
To anime. Focus. People focus. He's fair, but he is here after all, and we have tended to drift. I'm going to, of course, say that my number one naval air war game, and it happens to be both, so it's great, is going to definitely be Flat Top. But you can't really solo flat. You could, but I think it would not be a wonderful experience. So anime with bagpipe, we need to find somebody and a picture of Doc Cummins and put him make anime Doc Cummins playing bagpipes.
I like the bagpipes, man. I like it. Squirrel.
I like bagpipes too.
By
I'm
the way,
positive there's bad bagpipe music. Don't get me wrong. Well, there is bad bagpipe music, but
did you see Ralph Bakshi's Lord of the Rings?
yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
Bad,
all of
not
the
bad.
Rankin Bass stuff too. The Rankin Bass stuff I actually like. The Bakshi Lord of the Rings is a pretty good treatment actually of the story. But boy, the anime, you could tell exactly where the money ran out, where in the process of doing that rotoscoping work that the money ran out. Because the animation is really good in a lot of places, and in other places, it's like, wow, what were they fucking thinking? So, oh, okay. I guess the star, John Cho. Who was the star? Was it John Cho? I mean, you could, but it would just kind of suck. I mean, it would have the entertainment value of you doing your taxes. So, ooh, very nice. Mark did a comparison between CA Iron Bottom Sound and IJN, none of which I have played. Air Force and Dauntless.
Yeah, I got it.
I've got those as well. So I do have a funny anecdote because I got a copy of Dauntless when I was bequeathed a bunch of Wargames when a friend of a friend passed away, and they sold a bunch of stuff, and what they didn't or couldn't sell, they gave to me. And I sold a bunch of them, but frankly, I kept a bunch of them too because there was some pretty cool stuff in there, including Peloponnesian War, by the way. And a bunch of other Victory Games stuff that I had never owned before. But in that bin was Dauntless, and I'm like, this looks cool. I want to play the Air Force, so I need to get a copy of Air Force. So I bought a copy of Air Force on eBay for not a crazy amount of money, and I got it, and it had Dauntless in it too. So I ended up still selling that copy of Dauntless. That is, of course, one of the games that came out originally from Battle Line. I mean, my favorite game does. There's no question about that. Air Metal Games and Naval Gazing Anime. How about that?
There's something.
I heard you hear stuff. This is good all the time. I don't know. You could talk me into a movie. Maybe that'll turn me on to it. I don't know. Yeah. So the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings. I guess he didn't tell the studio he was only gonna be able to get to half the story. Cuts out right after Helm's Deep, pretty much.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Maybe Christopher Tolkien,
which happens in the middle of the Two Towers, by the way, for those who don't know that, because it happens at the end of the second movie. So, what were you saying, Dan?
I forgot.
Okay, I forgot what you were saying too. Obviously, it was awesome. So, I have played Red Storm, which is one of those operational-ish air games. And that was pretty neat. And I would not say, I'm not really willing to pay a collector's price for it, which is what it goes for now. Bloody April, the GMT Bloody April, is another one of those operational air games, but it's World War I. And that's interesting. So I do have the Burning Blue, which I would love to play at some point. That's another one, tons of hidden info. And one of the things that rotated its way off the junk table and back to the shelves was actually John Butterfield's earlier Battle of Britain game, Battle Over Britain for TSR. I think that might have been something that was being worked on as an SPI project, and it may have actually come out from TSR. I'm not sure if that's one of those or not. Julius Caesar was, though, I can tell you that.
Mark Herman got threatened by the Bakshi people. Mark, did you grab the guys by the throat and smash their heads on the desk?
Oh, I missed that. Hold on a second. I'm getting backed up on the chat because my yap is functioning. Got threatened by Bakshi's people when they wanted to renegotiate their contract with SPI once the movie bombed. The threats ceased. I am not surprised. I am not surprised. Yeah, and the studio execs are like, what the fuck is this? You can't have any more money to finish the complicated animation technique that you were using.
Jeff, I have America Bomber, and no, I have not played it.
So there's America Bomber and Defending America, the sort of sequel, and I guess you could kind of mesh them and make them into a two-player experience. I do think that's cool. Topically, I don't have any interest in that.
Oh, yeah, Ardy, we were once talking about B-17 compared to the Legion Wargame Zone. What's it called?
Battle for Tonight, or Target for Today, and Target for Tonight. The B-17 and like all the other bombers all the other American bombers, I think, are covered in Target for Today, and the American night bombers, for what little we did that, and the British Lancasters and stuff like that are in Target for Tonight. They're pretty nice treatment if you want like the ultimate expression of B-17 Queen of the Skies. That is where I would point people.
Now the thing is, once you've played B-17 Queen of the Skies, why would you want to go on to Target for Today? Like, what's the upshot to that?
I mean, if you're happy with B-17 Queen of the Skies, you're going to keep playing that. Go ahead. I mean, I would not say you need to make that upgrade if you don't feel like you want that game, basically, because it's design. Well, it doesn't. They're not the same mechanically, right? There's a lot more simulation in Target for Today, Target for Tonight. So if that's what you're after, then yeah, that's what you should look at.
You know, Stigler says something about the Jackson films. They're the Lord of the Rings. Yeah, they were fantastic. I just rewatched a few clips from them, and it's very thespian. It's very Gandalf. You know, it's like give me a break. This is a war and death type thing. It's not to be like Gandalf. There's nothing happy about that book.
Yeah, the Balrog in Bakshi sucked too. The Balrog in the Peter Jackson movies was friggin' perfect, however.
I dated a Balrog.
So I bet you did. My mother-in-law's a Balrog, actually. Yeah, the Hobbit trilogy. We've talked about this before. I'm not going to go through it again. I am in agreement with Stigler on all of this. So. Okay,
Molotov Teal there. Relax. Take it easy.
Can't believe
Take it easy.
If you'd like that Stalingrad game, why do you need another Bulge game or Gettysburg game or whatever?
17. I ain't talking about Stalingrad.
I've got many treatments of Gettysburg. I mean, I don't think it's like 20, but it's more than 10, I'm pretty sure. So, and I don't feel bad about that at all. Those different games are doing different things. Don't think I'm even attempting to acquire every Gettysburg, Bulge, or Stalingrad, or Waterloo game, because that's bullshit. I will do that if the number of games is like somewhere between 5 and 10. Like the Russian Civil War, I did actually go buy all the games for that are on that topic, and then I dumped a couple of them once I saw them.
Anybody ever play Pickett's Duty?
Picket Duty? No. Somebody back in the day did video on Picket Duty, and it looked great. It might have been Stuka Joe, but I'm not sure I remember. Well,
I remember because I did the music for that.
Yeah, I've got that one, Mark. So, at least you weren't subjected to Tom Bombadil. The correct creative decision was to drop Tom Bombadil.
And thank God they did that, because they would have made him silly. They would have made him silly.
Well, yeah. Well, he is silly. That's silly,
but he's an ancient man.
Yes, that's true. But Pickett's Duty. I liked. This is the one you're talking about, Perry Spropoulos, is the Rankin Bass Hobbit with the voices of, as I recall, Orson Bean as Bilbo, John Huston as Gandalf. And I'm not sure if Roddy McDowall was in that or not.
That's not bad.
No, it's really good, actually. I watch it at Christmas time, actually, almost every year. So, which naval battle has been wargamed the most? That's an interesting question, because the like traditional like way of thinking about war games as from a land scale perspective applies a little bit differently for naval games. Trafalgar, you could play Trafalgar in Wooden Ships and Iron Men, but that's like probably something you do at a convention with like 20 people. There's Picket Duty. Yeah, I would think this is true. I mean, Avalon Hill by themselves did at least a couple different Midway games. After all, there is the Midway version of Flat Top CV, which CV. I'm thinking armored cruisers for unrelated reasons. There's a fair number of games and a novelty song on this. But there's not that much of a battle there either. So, Jutland, well, in a way, I think Arclight might be right about this.
Is it Jutland or Jutland?
It is Jutland, but everybody says Jutland, and we're in Ohio, I'm in Ohio, so I can pronounce it however I want. You may be compelled by the laws of your local municipality to pronounce it however you need to.
Yeah, like color is spelled COLOR. Okay?
You guys do Canadians spell it that way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
okay.
it's not the roof, it's a roof.
Roof?
Yeah.
That's probably got more to do with regional dialect variations than anything else. The brotherly love is a core theme in the books too, though, and it's probably, I mean, in some senses, it is toned down in the movies from the books. So, and there was, I mean, it was kind of more accessible in the movies. So, Richard Boone and Otto Preminger. I've never heard Otto Preminger's like voice anywhere else, I think, but that. It's not like Werner Herzog, who has that extremely distinctive delivery.
You know, I love that guy. When he acts, I love him. He's so deadpan.
HUN644 New is correct here, but again, I'm in Ohio, and I can pronounce anything however I want, including the names of stores like Kroger's and Aldi's. But the Dutch didn't fight in a battle, or the Danish didn't fight in a battle. So
I appreciate that.
So thank you. Denmark, for not fighting in that battle. Covered wind ships and Iron Man. I just mentioned it, actually, that you could do Trafalgar and wind ships and Iron Men or flying colors, and I would probably choose to do that battle in flying colors, unless, like I said, I was trying to run it for 16 people or something like that at a convention. Which would be cool. Was he? I've seen Stalag 17. I don't... William Holden is the guy I remember from Stalag 17.
I like Stalag 17.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I'm not sure it represents an accurate treatment of the topic, but...
who knows?
God. I don't remember seeing Mr. Freeze from that, though. Mark reminds us about 1805 from GMT, which is supposed to be a good game. So Adidas, as I recall.
Adidas.
John Favaro has been chuckling a bit at both Worthington and Microprose, simultaneously having campaigns for B-17 Flying Fortress games, which is true. And as much as I am, and I don't know what's behind Microprose now. Okay, I don't really think I haven't investigated, and I don't plan to. I don't know that this has anything to do with the old Microprose or not. But the game, from looking at the Kickstarter or whatever it is, looks neat, as does Worthington's. I have a little more faith in the people at Worthington. But again, I don't know who's behind the other one. So I agree with this. I should probably actually re-up my P500 for this, because it's not like it's coming out soon. So I agree. I would really like Serpents of the Seas too, because that is the piece of Flying Colors I too am missing.
I played a game I'm beginning to hate now, and it's called Carcassonne.
Carcassonne.
My friend is crazy.
Well, right? you gotta get this person to play different stuff.
Yeah, first of all, he's stronger than me. Second of all, he's hard-headed.
I think there are some battle scenarios from the Anglo-Dutch Wars, but I too would like to see this, actually. Yeah, I would just keep trying it, and eventually you'll get him to play something else.
Adidas.
So, HUN6442 mentions A Glorious Chance, which is about the War of 1812 on the Great Lakes. And I've got the 1812 War on the Great Lakes Frontier from Compass and designer Ken Reppel. Ken's got a very intriguing-looking game on the Saratoga campaign, as I recall, coming out at some point through Compass. I have played it in person with the physical game once, and I was like, yeah, this is fine. It's really, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not my thing, right?
When you start adding the expansions, it becomes really cutthroat.
That could be, and I don't care. So, Mistral, yeah, that's a good one too. And that's from Red Sash, I think. And that, is it Red Sash or is it Three Crowns? I think it's Three Crowns. And this does look pretty interesting, actually. I forget which of those publishers it's from. So, I'm impressed with looking at their website again after not doing so for several years. They have some pretty cool looking stuff.
You know, there's a YouTuber called God, what's his name?
It's not a small battle.
Chung, something Chung.
Was this Jim Chung?
I don't know, but it's something Chung, and he's doing he's always doing naval stuff.
RVT Wargames has been doing Naval 2, but it is Rule of Waves 3, as I recall, which is, I think, the follow-up from
Andrew.
Rule of Waves 2, which is Andrew Chung. I'm subscribed to him, too. Yeah, well, this is true. If you're playing it in War and Peace with the naval rules, it's small, and that's it. No, I've never played Harpoon, actually. I did almost walk over, what's his name, Larry Bond at one point in an elevator at Origins. I almost kind of knocked him over. My wife did that, by the way. Almost knocked him over, and he is not a small man, but my wife's not a small woman. James Gandolfini on the streets of New York City's theater district. Literally bumped into him.
Was he a nice guy? Did you say anything?
He was talking to some fanboys at the time, signing an autograph, so he kind of ignored us.
Actually, when I was in New York, around Amsterdam Street or something, I bumped into Peter Boyle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd like to see this, actually. This could be really interesting. That's pretty cool. I love Peter Boyle. And Johnny Dane, two of the legitimately funny movies of my childhood. Johnny Dangerously and Young Frankenstein, both of which featured Peter Boyle.
Johnny Dangerously, that's with the Italian guy, isn't it?
The Italian.
Roberto Benigni?
No. It is with Michael Keaton, and he's a gangster named Johnny Dangerously. And Mary Lou Henner's in it. And I don't know the actor's name, but the guy that plays the other mob boss is just hilarious. He's got this ridiculous accent. It's funny. And there's a lot of one-liners in it. So my father hit me. My cousin hit me once. Shot me once.
My God, my mother hit me with a neon light.
Joe Piscopo. Yeah, that's right. That's pretty much the funniest I've ever seen Joe Piscopo be, too, to be honest. Fargan Ice Holes. Roman Maroney. Yeah.
I remember that guy, Fargan Ice Hole.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I've seen people try to do it, at least. I wasn't in it. I don't know how well it went. At Origins or Gen Con years ago with Wooden Ships and Iron Men, which is still a terrific game that I think holds up very well. I never got really into the X-Files, to be honest about it. Interesting naval war game. On Saturday Night Fights, Jim has also done Fighting Sail, as I recall, which I have, and which is an interesting looking game that I have not managed to play. I don't know how similar Harpoon, I think, is a little more tactical than Command Modern Operations is, but for me, to the extent that I would be interested in modern naval stuff, I think Command Modern Operations, which I do have and have put all of half an hour into, is it should be. It's a War at Sea variant, I believe.
Ardy, you said something about X-Files that you never got into it. Just watch one episode, and I think it's called Homecoming.
I've seen a couple episodes.
The inbred family. You got to watch that one.
Okay. I mean, and there were times when it was like legitimately creepy, but I thought it had a lot of filler in it from what I watched. I think I bought the first season on DVD. I was buying a lot of seasons on DVD at that point, and I never even finished the first season. Maybe it gets great in season 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't know.
No, the particular episodes during different seasons, some of them are incredible, especially Homecoming.
I have no doubt that that's true. Joe Piscopo was in the 1976 King Kong, which I have seen, but it's been a long time, and not a great treatment of that. But I don't know that it's worse than the Peter Jackson movie, which I found unwatchable. So, anyway. We're always off the rails here. Can you keep Dan on topic? Let me ask you. I'll put that as an audience challenge. Can you keep Dan on topic? I am completely blaming you for something I do too a lot.
There's so many topics in this world. Come on.
I am one of those people that is interested in principle, could be interested in almost anything, and I have to moderate myself from not getting into certain things because I don't have the time.
You should get into mushrooms.
I've watched 2 or 3 episodes of Black Mirror. The best one, I think everybody agrees, is the USS whatever it was, the space one. Somebody mentioned Sea and Steel from Neva. 1970, yeah, I agree with that.
I love Jessica Lange. Did you ever see?
It actually does a little bit sound like an old Avalon Hill ad.
Jessica
Lange's a wonderful actress.
Yes. Have you seen?
In that case, she was in a bad movie. Go ahead.
Have you seen Big Fish by Tim Burton?
No, I have not. I have seen Mommy Dearest. Wait a minute. Was she in that? No, she wasn't in that. What did I see her in that she was really good in? I don't remember.
Fanny Francis.
No.
She did Fanny Francis. She did. Didn't she do the horror series?
American Horror Story, yeah, which I have seen a few episodes of, but not that much. Anyway, I should watch more Black Mirror. I have watched just as much Love, Death, and Robots, or whatever that's called on Amazon, which is an animated series. I believe she was in Tootsie, yeah. Sea Power in the State, I believe, was one of the old Simcan games. And one of the locals over here was very interested in it, and I was like, I don't know, I didn't know a lot about it, and then I actually saw one of the prototypes, which like 2 years ago at Compass Expo, and it actually does look fairly interesting. So I cannot vouch for how good it is. This is from Steve Newberg, if I'm not mistaken. So sometimes remakes are good, not usually. Sometimes the remake's better than the original, or very different from the original. That can swing both ways. The original Total Recall is a very fun movie. The remake Total Recall is a giant pile of steaming hot garbage.
Jesus, man.
On the other hand, The Thing, the original movie with James Arness from the 50s, I think, is a very good movie, and I think remains a very good movie. And John Carpenter's The Thing is simply a masterpiece.
Amazing.
I think this is true, although there was an actual game that TSR released for Red Storm Rising. Ugh.
Hey, you know what?
The T-Ray says it saw Sea Power in the State. You know, some people do come into that situation unprepared too. I have been known to do that.
4 hours to set up.
Yeah. So I wouldn't assume that it is going to take that long for once you know what you're doing.
That's half a shift.
Based on just this observational evidence. You may have actually more information than this. So
hey, I wonder what Mark Herman is working on, man.
I believe Army of the Potomac is pretty much done. So hopefully, I mean, Mark's got so many things in the fire that sound cool that whatever Mark would like to do next is cool by me.
He is the Bach of Wargames.
Okay, I will take. I don't know enough about as a musician, you're going to be more familiar with what that means than I will. Let me put it that way. I'm not going to argue with you about it. So, Triumvirate. Patsy Cline, I saw this. She was actually very good as Patsy Cline.
I didn't see that. I love Patsy Cline.
Well, you should see the movie about Patsy Cline then. Thing and Alien are the pinnacle of sci-fi horror. I will agree with you. I did feel like Pitch Black was good. The sequel was like, what the fuck even is this? But the first one and the third one was just like the first one, but worse.
Who is the Mozart?
Who is the Mozart? There you go.
Yeah, I would say John Butterfield.
John Butterfield. Okay. No, I was going to say Richard Berg, perhaps, but
I don't know much of Richard Berg, so
I've played a good number of Richard Berg games, to be honest. Full Contact Golf. So we do have Golf Wars in development from Herman Luttman. So I have high hopes for that. Berg would be like Tchaikovsky. Okay, fair.
And not bad.
You know what? I'm looking at this. This is another one. I said, no, I'm not. I don't need that. It's another Cold War Goes Hot game. And then there was a bunch of video about it. And I'm looking at it. And I'm like, oh, this looks awesome. Crap. And I don't have that either. I may take the same approach to Air and Armor too, which again was like, I just don't need another game like this. And I have managed to avoid talking to Bruce Maxwell, the designer, about it, which means I didn't get the sales pitch, which means I was able to say no. And of course, I regret doing that. It looks good. Many people have struggled with the rulebook, apparently, though. Yes, I would say this is true. Forbidden Planet. I've never seen Forbidden Planet. It looks pretty neat.
You haven't seen it? You gotta see it. I mean, I've seen
The Tempest. Do I need to see it? I would like to see it, actually, just for the special effects. And Leslie Nielsen. I mean, as a, who was the Salieri? Oh, God. I don't know that this is...
He's not a pivotal figure. Not a pivotal figure.
No, he's not, but it's a great question, I have to admit.
Who is the Salieri? For God's sakes. Gregory M. Smith.
You don't necessarily... I'm not sure that's a great example. Since Salieri is the bad guy, at least in the movie.
What a great movie.
Remind me, this is a good point. HMN 644 new, but right now I don't have the money to buy even on sale games. So, The Hidden. Was this the one with Kyle MacLachlan by any chance? Because if that's a movie that was actually, I think, pretty good. And it's absolutely cheap. They spent like $37 to make that movie. But it looks, it's a pretty good movie.
So, okay, I gotta watch The Hidden tonight. That's what I'm gonna do.
There you go. Sometimes these old movies, they are just simply not available to watch anywhere unless you happen to have them on some kind of media, right? Yeah. Okay. Very good. Salieri would be Jack Rady. Jack might not object to that. Maybe not. I don't know.
No, I would stick to Gregory M. Smith.
Ty Bamba is the Shostakovich of wargaming. We'll use that if we ever actually manage to get Ty on here. And yes, I know we got to talk to Maurice Suckling.
Oh, by the way, I emailed what's his face there, Tim Wheaton, Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton. Did Will or her staff respond to you?
No.
Okay. When did you do this? This morning?
No, the morning after our last show, Monday.
Okay, yeah, they're not getting back to us. Todd McFarlane would be cool, though. He's been on a wargaming podcast before, and he showed up at SD HistCon last year, which I didn't know, but till after he was gone.
He's interested in showing up, Todd McFarlane, but I'm assuming he's a busy guy.
Yeah, I would assume so. We can make time for a luminary as luminous as Todd McFarlane.
It should be fun.
So, I had and I sold it, and I probably shouldn't have, but I needed to get rid of the comics. Just like now, I got to get rid of the miniatures. Whenever the Noble Knight hypothetical trip happens, the miniatures are going. Claudia Christian was in that. That's kind of it's not a big part. That's a bit of I saw Claudia Christian in something like modern not too long ago, and it wasn't sci-fi. They Live's pretty good too. Repo Man, that's fun. Mark got to talk to Todd McFarlane. Mark might have been the fellow who told me Todd McFarlane was there.
Mark,
I feel he thought I was not impressed enough. Okay, well, I wouldn't be all that. I mean, I've been out of the comic book business for a long time. I did have a lot of his early stuff, including the Incredible Hulk issue that was his breakout issue.
You know something? If I had the mind of Mark Herman, I wouldn't be impressed by anybody.
I really liked his work on that Incredible Hulk with Peter David as the writer, by the way. I will tell you that.
Hey, guten Tag, William, guten Tag.
Guten Tag, William Aarons from Kitchener, Ontario, one of the very few Ardwulf Lair guests who has, not guests, but community members who has visited Ardwulf Lair in person. So,
where?
Here.
No way.
Yeah, he was he's got like relatives that aren't too far from here, so he stopped in. It was cool.
I think he's a spy.
I think the only others are Fucko and Brant. I think. But Harry Dean Stanton, of course, was in Alien as well.
I love Dean Stanton.
So I have a few comic books left, but not very much. Somebody gave me, I was bequeathed a copy of Jack Kirby's New Gods #1. I can't throw that out. So, and I think I still have some of the Keith Giffen Legion of Superheroes and Walt Simonson's Thor. That's what I still have somewhere around here. So, anyway, really? I'm not sure I knew that. It was an early, very early role, maybe his first movie role for Ian Holm as well, as I recall. It was not Sigourney Weaver's first role, I don't think.
I don't remember Dean Stanton in Aliens. I remember.
Yeah, he's one of the mechanics. Him and I got the wrong name in my head. Are the mechanics. And of course, Tom Skerritt was in other stuff before that too. But
Cool Hand Luke, that's a hell of a movie.
The Aliens breakout. I haven't seen this either.
I haven't seen that either.
But several people seem to think that he's really good in it. Christine, I have not seen. Was it Yaphet Kotto? Because that was the name I had in my head, and it didn't sound right to me. No, that was Ian Holm. So very clever special effects in Christine, and I think that was a John Carpenter. It might have been the only collaboration between John Carpenter and Stephen King. Might not have been.
Does Stephen King like anybody?
Yeah, somebody. He gets along okay with George R.R. Martin. I can tell you that. So, all right, folks, I think we have gone the full, actually, we're a couple minutes over. So we're going to wrap this show up. This has been, we mentioned a few interesting air naval games and talked some more about wargaming. So I'm pleased. I have not really been particularly tempted to read this particular Stephen King book. I've read 2 Stephen King books, one of which I really liked and one of which I didn't like at all. The Stand I really liked. The Gunslinger I did not, despite its great opening line.
Well, The Shining, the book The Shining was fantastic.
Did I say The Shining? I meant The Stand.
Yeah,
I've read The Stand, which I did really like. The Shining, honestly, I started reading it. I didn't get that far, so I need to try it again.
And the other, what the hell? The Long Run there.
The Running Man?
The Walk, the Long Walk.
The Long Walk. Was this the Green Mile?
The
Green Mile?
No, that was fantastic, by the way.
Okay. All right, folks. So we are, I've heard good things about it, and I probably will try and read it at some point. Anyway, folks, we do have to wrap this up, so I'd like to give everybody a big thanks and shout out for coming out this evening. And I have an outro video, so that's not messed up. So everybody have a great rest of the night. We'll see you all again soon.